Sir, Mademoiselle Georgina is here.
What time is it?
11, sir.
Tell her to wait.
First consul apologizes. He has a little work still to finish. Would you be so good as to wait? Please sit down. Sir, it's midnight.
Well?
Mademoiselle Georgina is waiting.
Tell her to take her clothes off.
First consul apologizes. He has a little work still to finish. Would you be so good as to get ready? Sir, it's 2:30 in the morning. What do you want done with Mademoiselle Georgina?
Tell her to go home.
The first consul apologizes 1,000 times.
Dear Rocourt, I'm so sorry we've kept you waiting. Oh, no, please don't. We're old friends. Hortense, you know Mademoiselle Rocourt. You've met my daughter.
Of course, madame.
And Madame Remusat.
Of course, madame.
And this is your new protégé.
My dear child.
Madame, you're very beautiful. How old is she?
16.
16. Do come and sit down. Rocourt, you shall sit next to me, and Mademoiselle...
George.
George?
A stage name. I rechristened her myself.
Mademoiselle George shall sit there, so that we can all admire her. What is your real name, child?
Marguerite Josephine.
Huh? And you've taught her?
Everything I know.
In tragedy?
No. She has the face and the figure for tragedy.
Yes, indeed.
Perfectly formed for it, a miracle of nature, as, let us say, Mademoiselle Georgina is not.
Oh, Rocourt, you mustn't be unkind to Georgina because she was not your pupil.
Oh, well, I may be hard to please, but I must confess that I find Georgina positively plain.
Oh, but she has eyes and a voice.
I agree with you, Hortense, and she makes me cry.
Ah, if Georgina makes you cry, this child will break your heart.
I hope so. When shall we see you?
Oh, Madame Bonaparte, the troubles we have had. We were promised, categorically promised, that she would make her debut before Georgina. But Georgina, well, I don't know how, seems to have influence in high quarters. She is brought forward, we are held back. Could you help to get permission for this child's debut very soon?
The theatre must give permission.
But Madame Bonaparte could order it to be given.
The first consul could.
Ah, the first consul.
He's here. Shall I ask him to meet Mademoiselle?
Oh, please don't, madame.
Why not?
It doesn't matter about my debut. It really doesn't.
Wouldn't you like to meet the first consul?
No. He frightens me. I'd behave like an idiot. I don't mean he frightens me. I mean I'd be frightened to meet him. Not because he's frightening, but because he's such a great man.
Of course, we do very much hope that you and the first consul will come to the debut when it finally takes place. Mademoiselle Duchesnois has her admirers. They're paid to applaud her, and no doubt they'll be paid to hiss this child. But if you and the first consul would deign to applaud...
Would you recite for me?
If you wish, madame.
I should like it.
Clytemnestra. I have trained her in the maternal emotions. She will excel as a mother.
You are the offspring of a race accursed. Thyestes and Atreus were the first. Father who kills his daughter. I, your mate, her mother, must demand an equal fate. Desire of empire, not of child or spouse. This is the god to whom you make your vows. Let her, let hundreds, nay, let thousands bleed if you but reign. You glory in the deed. And by unnatural murder in this place, you give your warning to the human race. Barbaric slaughter now shall make it known that none can be the claimant to your throne.
The greatest actress in the world. The greatest.
First consul.
From the first consul? Where?
Outside. Really enjoyed it.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Hello, Rector.
Was the first consul pleased?
The first consul sent us compliments. He thought she was magnificent. Beautiful girl.
She will be the greatest actress in the world.
Yes. Who's keeping her?
I beg your pardon.
Well, I imagine she must have a rich admirer who keeps her. I wondered who it was.
Mademoiselle George is my pupil.
Yes. You had rich admirers in your time.
General, would you convey my humble thanks to the first consul for his most kind message?
Yes. I will.
What am I to do for him now?
Something more.
I am made him governor of Paris.
Something better.
Position quite beyond him, simply because you're my sister.
He is your best general.
Murat on a horse at the head of his troops, facing the enemy, is the bravest man in the world. Anyone else, he's a complete idiot. I told you that before you married him.
He's not an idiot.
Can you lend him your brains?
Then what?
He'd be my best general.
You don't give him a chance. You don't let him govern Paris. All you let him do is...
Duchesnois has the emotion to me. This girl has something very unique, I feel.
Humble thanks for the kind message.
All you let him do is carry messages to actresses.
Caroline, the ruler of France must patronize the arts.
And the artists?
Are you coming to bed?
I must do some work first.
Oh, not tonight.
I must.
Not every night.
France needs a new constitution, new code of justice, new system of education.
France can wait a day or two.
But I can't.
France may need. I need you.
Later.
Dr. Corvisart has given me a new medicine.
Corvisart told me.
We'll have a child.
I hope.
We will have a child.
That would solve half of my problems.
So come to bed.
Corvisart does not say that you will start having your periods again. He says it's possible you will.
But it must happen. I know that it will. Has Corvisart examined you?
Often, too often.
No, I mean to make sure that perhaps...
There is no reason why I should not have children.
Corvisart says that.
Corvisart says that.
Oh, I only wondered if he could help with her
The
medicine.
only person I need help from is you.
So, come to bed.
Later.
Oh, you love my body.
Yes, later.
And I love yours.
Yes, I shall make love to your body as soon as I can.
I shall be awake.
The nights when I'm working very late, it might be better for you if I slept upstairs.
Better? No, why?
Whenever I come in, I wake you up, I disturb your rest.
I'm the lightest sleeper.
Yes.
But that's good. That's a protection for you. If anyone tried to get in, I'd hear them.
Oh, my darling, wherever I am at night, Roustan sleeps across the door. No one can get past Roustan.
But then that's a double protection. Oh, my darling, there are so many people who want to kill you. There are royalists, assassins, foreigners. You know there are. Besides, I like waking up when you come in. And I like waking up in the morning and finding you in my bed. Promise me you won't sleep up there.
I promise.
Mademoiselle?
Who are you? Mademoiselle George has to change.
Constant, first valet to the first consul.
Oh.
The first consul's in the theatre tonight?
Yes?
It's the third time he's seen my Clytemnestra.
Yes. I believe you're not acting tomorrow.
No, tomorrow's a comedy.
Well, may I beg you, on behalf of the first consul, to be taken tomorrow evening at 8 o'clock to visit the first consul, who wishes to congratulate you personally on your great success?
Tomorrow.
If I could call for you at 8. At your apartment or here?
Here. What shall I call him?
Consul or general or nothing till he tells you. He'll tell you sooner or later what he wants you to call him.
Whatever he says, I shan't be able to get a word out. I'm dying of fright. Take me home instead.
Do you want me to lose my job?
Tell him I'm frozen with fear. Frozen.
He'll unfreeze you.
He'll think I'm the most stupid person he's ever met.
The first consul is the greatest man on earth.
Yes.
Except in one particular. And there, he's the same as all the others.
Where are we going?
To the stairs. Isn't that clever? Roustan? First consul's Mameluke, given to him in Egypt. He's a friend, unless you're an enemy.
Oh,
Why, oh?
my veil.
Well,
On the floor.
what about it?
Might get trodden on. Thank you.
Who gave you this veil?
Prince Appiea, a Polish nobleman who lives in Paris.
And the shawl, Prince Appiea?
Yes, he's terribly rich. He likes giving things. Do you know him? He's funny. All he's ever done is kiss my hand. Oh. Oh!
Don't lie to me! You hear? You must not lie to me. I cannot bear a woman that lies to me. The necklace, Sapieha.
Yes.
The ring?
No, the ring was given me by Mademoiselle George. It was my debut at the Comédie Française.
Don't lie.
It really was.
Before Mademoiselle George leaves, bring me a white cashmere shawl, a large lace veil, a necklace, a ring, diamond.
Yes, sir.
You must have nothing except what comes from me. You understand?
Yes, sir.
You must never lie to me. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Tell me your name. Your real name.
Marguerite Josephine.
I like your name, but I shall call you Georgina. And the dress?
No, I bought that.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say I bought it myself, and I did. At least I chose it myself. I suppose Sapieha will pay the bill. He pays all my bills. I told you, he's really rich.
Richer than me?
How rich are you?
I'm comfortable. When did you buy the dress?
Today.
For me?
I thought I ought to do my best to look virginal. Do you want the truth?
Always.
Normally, Sapieha sits up all night somewhere gambling. He doesn't bother me much.
Before Sapieha?
Consul. Do you want me to call you consul?
No.
General?
No.
Well, whatever you are, you've never been an actress.
I spend a great deal of my time acting.
You get paid a lot more for it than we do at the Comédie Française.
I deserve to. I'm playing to a much bigger audience. Yes, Georgina. You look very virginal.
Are you going to tear it?
No. I'm just going to throw it on the floor.
Was she pretty?
Since you take it like that, madame, do please continue to sleep in this room, which is your room. I shall sleep in mine.
Better when the first consul's there in his box. He inspires me. I give of my best, I really do. But the most awful thing, did you see Act 5?
No.
You must have heard the applause in Act 5.
I was in here getting your clothes ready.
Well, you know my line, sinner is at my feet, others will kneel there yet.
Yes.
Well, everyone burst into mad applause and looked up at the first consul's box as if I meant him. As if I meant he was at my feet. And they shouted for me to say it again, and I had to say it again. Then they applauded even more, and I absolutely didn't know where to look, and they shouted for me to say it yet again. Well, Mademoiselle George, wasn't it awful what happened in Act 5?
Yes, it was.
I didn't know where to look.
I'll tell you where you should have looked. At Talma and Monvel, who were on the stage with you. Not at the audience and not at one particular member of the audience.
Did I?
Yes, you did.
It was only when they applauded so much.
You will never do that again. Not even for the sake of applause.
I'm sorry.
As soon as you are dressed, you will apologize to Talma and to Morvel.
Yes, if you think I should.
I only wish you could apologize to Madame Bonaparte.
Madame Bonaparte?
She was sitting next to her husband, as you know perfectly well.
I didn't think of that.
Everyone else in the theatre thought of it.
You were very good tonight, Georgina.
Did you really think so?
Well, you must have heard me leading the applause.
When?
At the end of each act.
I am very grateful for your approval, which is most flattering to me.
What sort of language is that?
Trying to talk like a countess, now that countesses are coming back.
Talk like Georgina.
Did Madame Bonaparte like me?
My wife has always admired you.
Tonight in Act 5.
Ah, perhaps not.
I'm sorry about Act 5.
Georgina, there's a rumor in Paris that you're my mistress. I can't stop the rumor, so I've decided not to care. In France, the ruler's wife must be irreproachable, but the French quite like their ruler to show that he's human. I do not discuss you with Josephine.
I met her once.
So I believe.
She's very beautiful.
Yes. Yes, you were very good tonight, Georgina. And Talma was sublime, the greatest actor in the world.
He's marvelous to work with.
I hope you study him. I hope you learn from him. I do.
You?
Oh, what power, what command. The way he controls an audience with his voice and with his eye. Every single person there feels that that eye is on him. He dominates. We are his slaves. If he gave a sudden call to arms, we'd follow him to the death.
Well, lucky there aren't any calls to arms in the parts he plays.
Georgina, stand up. If I were not what I am, what I will become, I would choose to be Talma. I could do it. It's like everything else. It's a question of determination. The will to persevere. Energy to persevere. I'll read you a scene. We'll read a scene together. The scene you played with Talma. Come on.
What, now?
You were good tonight, Georgina. But you still need more rehearsal. I'm not at all sure about some of your inflections.
I've got a rehearsal tomorrow.
Now, where is it? Cornet, see.
A rehearsal tomorrow morning early.
Give me a little push, will you, Georgina?
Give me a big push if you want one.
Oh, that's enough. Now, Cornet, Sinner, Act 5.
Oh, not Act 5.
I insist on Act 5. I will be Talma as Sinner, also Morvel as Augustus. You will be you in the part you play tonight.
I don't want to.
Who's the ruler of France?
Who's a bully?
The ruler of France as the Emperor of Rome. Augustus speaks. Your soul surrenders to sweet love too soon.
I won't do it!
Georgina, that's not in the play! Georgina!
Thank you.
Mademoiselle George is with him now. I'm going to catch them together.
No, madame.
I am his wife. I have a right to enter his room.
I beg you not to do it, madame.
I tell you the number of women he's had in the last 2 years, and I've put up with it. I haven't said a word. Singers, actresses.
I can tell you every one of them. And how many nights.
Madame, a wife should not spy on her husband.
And a husband should not bring cheap women into his wife's home, should he?
No, but...
Is there a worse insult than that?
If I were a husband and my wife paid her servants to spy on me, I should find the situation intolerable.
And my situation? Isn't that intolerable?
You create the situation yourself. If you didn't spy, you wouldn't know.
The whole of Paris knows.
Not from him.
You saw. At the theatre tonight, you saw. Yes. Yes, I must fight this woman, George.
Madame, you are the First Lady of France. It's not for you to fight
You've been
actresses.
seeing her too often and for too long.
Madame, we are of the old nobility. We should understand what is important. Your position. The only danger to your position is if the first consul forms an attachment to a lady of rank, if she becomes his official mistress, if he acknowledges her children as his own. What is George? An actress, fashionable prostitute. I suppose she excites him sexually. I suppose she's good in bed.
As I was.
Madame?
I'm going to get rid of her. And you're coming with me.
Do you love me a little bit, Georgina?
I think I love you too much.
Your soul surrenders to sweet love too soon.
Well, I'm only a plaything, aren't I?
Favorite plaything.
That's nice. What's funny? You just thought of something funny. Tell me.
I thought, tomorrow, Talleyrand, and my dear brother Joseph, and all my other ministers will come and see me in this room. And while they're boring me to death, I shall look at this rug and I shall think,
What was that? Rooster. Rooster? He'll probably cut our throats. You left me in the dark.
I apologize, Madame.
On the stairs. You look so terrified.
Yes.
You still look terrified.
Yes.
Oh, wasn't it silly? Oh, it was so silly. It was so silly.
Emperor. Ah.
like the rulers of Rome, like Augustus.
You know my preference. The French are accustomed to a king.
France is a republic, as Rome was. Rome became an empire.
You don't find Emperor too grandiose?
The French like grandiosity, and I am not the 19th Bourbon. I'm the first Napoleon.
Indeed you are.
Not a word of this to anyone.
Oh, I understand.
Particularly my family.
I do understand.
My dear brother Joseph will be here in a moment. I want you to help me to deal with him.
A pleasure.
Talleyrand, what am I going to do with my family?
Your Bonaparte family.
Yes.
I suppose you can't resettle them in Corsica.
I would if I could.
I tremble to think of any one of them as your successor.
Lucien might have done. But the fool has married that woman. I must have a modern leadership in France. I try to restore morality, and my brother marries his whore.
Forgive me, I myself, quite recently, on your instructions, married my own whore.
You're my foreign minister. You have to receive ambassadors. Your hostess must be your wife.
Yes, I do see the case is different. Joseph is respectably married.
Joseph is useless.
I'm so glad to agree. Louis is splendidly married to your own stepdaughter.
He hates Hortense. She hates him. She refuses to live with him.
I sympathize.
I'm ruler of France, and I can't control my own family. I will pass a law making me master of my own family. Come in.
Good morning.
Good morning, Joseph.
D'ailleurs, shall we pretend I'm not here?
I gather you're going to make yourself king.
Do you?
Or emperor.
Do you?
Aren't you?
The Constitution of France can be changed only by a new law proposed by a senator and voted by the Senate.
All new laws are written by you.
That is fortunate for France.
Since you are to become king, or emperor...
Hello.
And since I am your elder brother, and therefore head of the Bonaparte family, I have discussed this with Lucien and with Louis, and with Caroline and your other sisters. It is my duty to the family to ascertain what titles we shall assume, what the order of precedence will be, and what the order of succession to the throne will be.
Anyone would think we were inheriting a crown from the late king, our father. If I take the crown, if I take it, do you know how it will have happened? I saw the crown of France lying on the ground, and I picked it up with the point of my sword. You may be my elder brother. You may be the head of a family. You're not the head of mine. Come back when you've learned who you are.
I hope I helped you deal with him.
If you hadn't been here, I might have lost my temper. You good?
Very good. I think it's the moment to give you... What you asked for.
When did I ever ask you for anything?
You did.
Your portrait.
Yes, you remember. So I had it done. It's for you. Well, I know it's not marvellous.
You're more beautiful than that.
It's my fault. I've got no patience. It's not very amusing sitting there doing nothing. Give me back, then.
No.
I'll have another one done.
Yes, I'd like more than one.
But I want one of you in exchange.
I'm sorry, I didn't bring one with me.
But you'll give me one.
Yes.
You see? I do want things.
Small things.
I'll have something else to be going on with. Have you got a pair of scissors?
Why do you want scissors?
I bet Constant has got scissors. Call him.
Constant is miles away.
Constant is lurking behind that tree. Call him.
Well, you've got the stage voice. You call him.
Constant!
Why do you want scissors?
I want a lock of your hair.
Now, Georgina, I'm losing my hair quite enough already.
Just a little bit, just a little lock,
No.
just 2 or 3 or 4 hairs.
Well, 2 at the utmost.
Yes, mademoiselle?
Constant, have you got a pair of scissors?
Scissors, yes, mademoiselle.
Thank you, Constant. Well, go back to your tree. Now then.
Georgina, if I agree, will you...
Will I what?
In your mother parts on the stage, somehow for me you're still not quite enough of a mother.
Well, what do you want me to do about it?
There's a wise old woman in the Faubourg Saint-Antoine you could go and see. I'll give you the address. I think we should make you a mother. I think we should, between us, get a child.
I'd like that. What am I saying? I'd go mad with joy. Oh, bend a bit towards me.
My dear, I apologize for my absence from your reception this evening. The day went on longer than I'd expected.
Did you shoot well?
Did I?
I understand you went to the country for a day's shooting.
Yes.
What did you shoot?
Various animals.
May I hope that you shot Mademoiselle George?
Josephine, we have been married now for 8 years.
Yes.
There was a time, for a time, I loved you.
Yes.
Now I'm no longer capable of loving. I cannot love in any real sense of the word. Women have become meaningless to me. I can no longer give my heart to a woman. From time to time, I need an amusement. I need a distraction. A momentary distraction. That's all.
That's all.
That's all.
But you are my husband. And I am your wife. Your wife! Your wife!
When you were my wife, you were a whore! I kept you as my wife to get a child! You failed. You no longer play the whore, but you are barren! I will no longer have an old, barren whore as my wife.
He says he's going to divorce you. No. Oh, I told him it was wicked and cruel. He said he didn't mean to be cruel. But he's made up his mind to divorce you, and nothing can alter that now. Oh, don't cry, Mama.
What shall I do?
Let him divorce you, and Louis can divorce me. I want him to. Oh, then we'll go away together. We'll go and live at Malmaison. You'll be happier there. Or anywhere where there aren't any Bonapartes.
I don't know what to do.
You will never be happy married to that man.
Oh, Claire. Claire, advise me. You're so sensible.
The dignified thing for you to do is to retire to Malmaison and write him a letter saying that you agree to the divorce.
What else can I do?
The less dignified thing.
Yes.
You can stay here. Tell him you're entirely at his disposal. You'll do whatever he wishes, whenever he wishes.
Yes.
The divorce will be embarrassing for me. Personally, painful for me.
You must do whatever is best for France.
Yes. I shall, of course, provide for you handsomely, richly.
Whatever you say, it doesn't matter to me.
I am fond of you. I want you to be happy.
That isn't important compared with
No,
what...
exactly.
I will do whatever you wish, whenever you wish. You must arrange everything.
where I must go, and when I must go. You have only to say the word. Since it has nothing to do with our personal feelings...
Nothing?
May I say that I do know that you don't love me any longer. I accept that. I know that you're fond of me, but I accept that your love for me has died. I love you more than I ever did. So I want what you want. Because I love you, I was jealous. Foolishly jealous. I've learnt my lesson. You must do whatever you want. I will never be jealous again.
I must tell you, he's very cross with you.
Oh, is he?
He sent for you last night. You didn't come.
So he tells the governor of Paris to tell me he's cross?
To tell you that he wants to see you on Friday night.
Well, if it's so important that he tells the governor of Paris...
It is important to him.
Did he say that?
Yeah.
All right, then. Friday.
Oh, and he wants to know why not last night.
I got worried.
What about?
I'm supposed to keep him happy, and I suddenly got the feeling I was mucking up his marriage.
My dear George, we're all in favour of mucking up his marriage.
Are we?
But you don't have to worry about that. It's all over. It's all decided. He's going to divorce her.
I speak for your other sisters, too.
They should, at the very least, have equal right with Hortense.
Caroline, if I make you and your sisters princesses...
And highnesses.
and highnesses, will you leave me in peace?
Yes.
All right. Thank you. You may go.
One last point.
Make it quick.
We represent your entire family in saying that we trust the divorce will take place very soon.
Oh, yes, why?
We trust there is no question of Josephine becoming empress.
Reasons?
You're going to divorce her.
I know that. Reasons?
Because you're going to divorce her.
What has the coronation got to do with the divorce?
Everything.
Nothing.
We could not possibly give our agreement to Josephine.
Your agreement? Do I need your agreement? The divorce will take place when I wish, not when you wish. I need only one person's agreement, and I have that already. Josephine agrees to my divorcing her whenever I please, and that is when I shall do it!
Murat says you're going to divorce her.
Not your fault. All hers.
I'm glad of
It's just that I need a son.
Sorry I haven't obliged.
Yes,
So it wouldn't have done, would it?
I'd have liked it.
Scandal, gossip, you know me, I'd have boasted. I'd have shouted it from the stage. You never lie still for long, do you?
Georgina, speaking of scandal and gossip, how can I put it? I have pulled off the most remarkable trick.
Nothing new for you to do that?
This one really is rather exceptional. I have persuaded the Pope to come to Paris for the coronation.
Well, you can't do much better than the Pope.
I must make my crown sacred and inviolable. I must be anointed as emperor by the Vicar of Christ on earth. The Pope's agreed. He's coming. With 10 cardinals, 6 bishops, God knows how many chaplains, priests. Paris will be overrun with them. And while he's here, I can't have any scandal, gossip. I can't risk it. I've got to be respectable. For a time.
So, I shan't see you?
For a time.
How long?
A time. So long as the Pope's here. It can't be helped. I must be a moral man, a virtuous spouse.
So, no divorce?
I need her. As a hostess, To be charming to the Pope and all those princes. There'll be receptions, all sorts of things. I'm no good at public events. I never look as if I'm enjoying them. She does.
I'm glad she's going to be Empress.
For a time. Afterwards, I can divorce her whenever I please. It's not as if we were married in church. 2 minutes in the town hall of the 2nd arrondissement by an acting registrar. It can be undone in 2 minutes. But she has been with me for 8 or 9 years now. I'm not the best possible husband. She deserves to be Empress. For a time.
Holy Father, I am so thankful for this moment alone with you.
My daughter.
There is something I think I must tell you.
Do you wish to confess to me, my daughter?
It is not really a confession. It is a secret. A terrible secret. At least I don't believe you can know of it. But it troubles me so much I can't sleep for thinking of it.
If it troubles you, tell me.
Holy Father, I am to be crowned in Notre Dame with my husband. We are to receive your holy blessing. But we are not married.
What?
We are married in the eyes of the law, but not in the eyes of the church. We cannot receive your blessing, Holy Father. For nearly 9 years, we have been living in sin.
And fish. Get me cardinal fish. Or there will be no coronation the day after.
No coronation?
So the Pope says. And for once I must accept what the Pope says. Well, we'll try and keep it as private as possible. You two will be my witnesses.
Well, forgive me, sire. Witnesses to what?
Josephine has pulled off the most remarkable trick. We're going to be married.
Napoleon, vis accipere Josephine, hic presentem in tuam legitimam uxorum, iuxteritum sancte matus ecclesiae.
Volo.
Josephine, vis accipere Napoleon, hic presentem in tuum legitimum maritum, iuxteritum sancte matus ecclesiae.
Volo.
Ego coniungo vos in matrimonium. In nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sanctus. Amen.
You should see him crowned.
I thought about it. I thought about what he meant when he said, for a time. A man like that. Every woman wants to go to bed with him. Everyone's trying to get to bed with him. If I lose him for a time, I've lost him. What does it matter? Am I the best actress in France?
The best young actress.
That's what I meant.
Yes, you are.
So, I don't look at the past, I look at the future. Sinner was at my feet. Others will kneel there yet. They say the Tsar of Russia is handsome.
Yeah, I believe very handsome.
There's a French theatre in Moscow. Shall we go to Russia?
Tomorrow, in Notre Dame, the Pope will anoint us, but will not crown us. I have no intention of making it seem as if my crown depends on the will of the Pope. I shall take my crown and place it on my own head, myself. And you will kneel before me with clasped hands. And I shall take your crown from the altar and place it on the head of the Empress Josephine. Then, we shall move in solemn procession to the great throne and be blessed. My dear, it is in a sense our wedding night.